Hi everyone, in this lecture we will talk about pointers and some related topics like address of operator, dereference variable, reference variables. This section is all dedicated to some C++ concepts. These are you may not find these concepts in other languages. So pointers is a one of the most powerful as well as one of the tricky and confusing things in C and C++ language as well, but I will try to make this easy for you so that you can understand and apply these concepts. Okay, so firstly we will begin with a very small operator which is denoted using and. You might have seen this operator in some other places as well. So this is a and operator. So actually this and comes at multiple places. One is if you want to do a bitwise and, for example 5 and 3, then you must have seen this operator. Okay, so this is basically for bitwise and. But there is another use case. Suppose you have a variable x, okay, and it is storing some value, let's say 10. So x is a bucket in the memory and it is storing some value, and this bucket may have some address. Let's say this address is 20186. Let's say this is a number. Okay, now when you are going to do something like this, let's say we are going to print and of x, that means give us the address of the bucket. So this is where this address of operator fits in. So this and of x is basically the address of x. Okay, so if you print this value you will get this output 20186. Okay, and generally when you print an address, okay, so when you print an address, that number is printed as a hexadecimal number. Okay, so you may see something like 0xFAB, something like this, or maybe 12, something like this. So this 0x denotes it's a hexadecimal number. That means the base is 16. Okay, so it is written in a 16 base format. Okay, so we are just converting one integer that is in base 10 into base 16. Okay, so you can, so this is the default behavior. Okay, so when you will do something of and of x, you will see this kind of a address output on the screen, and I will show you one example as well. The third use case is in creating a reference variable that we will see little later on. Okay, uh, but yes, there also we will see this use of and. So right now we are going to talk about this use case, that is the address of operator. Okay, so as I said, okay, what we can do to get the address of a variable, we can use the address of a operator. For example, int x, then if you do and of x, this will give you the address. Okay, and this address is not stored right now. Later on what we can do, we can store this address in a special kind of a variable that is known as a pointer variable. Okay, so I will show it to you with the help of one example. So what's your address? You can ask any variable by using a and. So let's see one demo. So let us see one example here. Let's say x is 10 and I'm going to do cout and of x. So let's see the output. So we are going to run this dot slash address of yeah, dot slash so we can see we are getting this address here, that is 0x61dbf4 f858. So this is a hexadecimal address, and not just integers, you can also have some float. So wherever the memory is there, and it will definitely have some address. Okay, so all data is stored in memory and all memory will have certain address. So I can do cout and of y and l, and you will see we would have a different address for y. Okay, so one interesting thing to note is they are just 4 bytes away. Okay, so in memory what happened is we have a bucket y and we have a bucket x. Here we are storing a integer and here we are storing a float. So this is taking 4 bytes, and this address you can say it is uh, this is 58, this address is 58, and this is 54. Okay, the difference is because of this memory that is being given as 4 bytes to this particular variable y. Okay, so I hope you really understood the concept of address of operator. In the next lecture we will talk about pointer.